Okay, so here I am today to finally get this out of the way. Here's my review for Sonic Unleashed on the Xbox 360. Now, and, well, also the Wii version as well, which I have to mention. Wii, PS2, Xbox, and PS3. So, let's get right to the story. The story is basic, which is the way it should be for a Sonic game. It's simple. Eggman is out to conquer the world again, of course, and Sonic goes to stop him. Though Eggman tricks Sonic, and Sonic gets caught in a little laser beam thing, which activates Dark Gaia, which is a big monster that's supposed to help Eggman take over the world, and Sonic falls out of space. When Sonic falls out of space, after getting the side effect of becoming the werehog from being zapped, he lands on Chip, who gets amnesia and forgets who he is. So, then Sonic must put the emeralds are drained of their power and the world's split into 7 pieces. So Sonic has to go and save the world, put the planet back together, and find out who Chip really is. So, as all this progresses, that's the basic story of the game. I don't want to spoil anything. Now, getting right to the part of the game, the gameplay. Now, for the gameplay, it's drastically different, and for the werehog for both versions, and similar, but not quite the same for Sonic. Sonic's gameplay during the daytime is fast, and the way it should be, again. The 360 version gives you more control. The boost, Sonic's boost lets you bash through enemies and accelerate instantly to your top speed, which you can build up the boost by getting rings. The boost can be used the same way in Sonic Rush as it can in the 360, but on the Wii version it's different because the boost actually is one thing that you can't turn off, like a Mario Kart game where you use the mushroom. You can't stop the mushroom. As far as the other stuff goes, you collect the power-ups on the way for the 360, and on the Wii you just have all your powers all at once. And the other part of that, other half of the game, is the werehog. The werehog stages on 360 can be like 10, 15, sometimes 20 minutes long. On the Wii, however, each stage is at least 10 minutes long, and there's 3 of them. So PS3 on a ratio is a nice 1-to-1 with Sonic and the werehog, and the 360 is 1-to-3, which means you'll spend a good 75% as a werehog and only a quarter as Sonic. Next thing too I gotta note is on the 360 you get a lot of options to upgrade the werehog and a lot more combat. You also get this thing called the critical hit, where you can do a button sequence to defeat your enemies and get more experience, which is completely absent on the Wii version, which is rather disappointing. Another thing to get to, which is important in the game, of course, is the graphics. Now, I mean, before I get to the graphics, continuing off gameplay, one complaint, anyway, about the 360's gameplay is you have to collect sun medals and moon medals to get to the next stage, which takes away some time from the game. You'll have to go back and forth through the stages if you don't collect them to find them. But if you do the classic thing, go through the stage once as Sonic, and during the daytime get the medals and get familiar with the level, and then go a second time for the good rank, that's my suggestion. And as the werehog is a lot of medals, so just look out for them as you're fighting. Now the next thing, which is actually really important in my opinion, is the graphics. Now that's not the most important thing in the game, or any game really. Graphics do not make the games, but gameplay is extremely important. And even though the gameplay is sad, you'd at least expect something with the graphics. Usually that's the way it works, is that, well, if it looks better, then it's not going to have good gameplay, but it's actually the opposite here. It has bad gameplay and bad graphics because the Wii, and it's on the PS2 as well, but I gotta say, putting a Wii title on the PS2, and I mean, you can't expect much for graphics, but I didn't think it'd be this bad. It looks kind of like a Dreamcast game, or an advanced Nintendo 64 game. It's just not good. Actually, Dreamcast games look better to me. Sonic Adventure 2 looks better than this game. Oddly enough, it's just not detailed well. another thing is that on the 360 graphics are impressive, and they look like a new generation Sonic game the way it should be. Sometimes there's a nice slowdown during the game, which is unappreciated, but, you know, well, what can you do? It's a 360 PS3 game with a bunch of shit going on the screen. Normally it doesn't happen, but you can see the frame rate slow down when there's too much stuff going on in the Sonic stages more often. The next thing I'm going to get to is the basic differences between the Wii and the 360. Besides just the graphics being different and playing with the Werehog constantly, you can't level up Sonic. You have a level up system for both Sonic, the Werehog, Sonic, and the Werehog shields, combat, attack, strength, health, etc., and the Unleash bar, whereas the Wii version, you only get to upgrade the Werehog, you don't get a choice as to what you get, which isn't saying much because you don't really get anything when you get the experience high enough. Another big problem is just that mentioning that you don't get much, I mean, you really don't. The combat on the 360, you get a big choice of moves, and it'll take you a long time to upgrade that fully, but it takes a really short amount of time to do that on the Wii, mainly because there's just not much to do as far as the Werehog. You get your experience so easily that, well, not even easily, you mainly get it easy just because you have like 3 stages to go through, but you also just don't get a good choice. You just get your strength, not even, I think your strength, your health, and Unleash bar get leveled up, and you get like a few moves. The Earth Shaker is just ridiculous on the Wii. It looks like it's in slow motion, and on the 360 it is a beast, which I can't show right now because my 360 is broken, sadly enough, but if you look up the moves you'll see what I mean. It's just an example. It's the same move, but the Wii looks slower. It does like 8-10 hits. You know, 360, Sonic goes apeshit and just smashes everything. Another big difference is that the levels themselves are a lot bigger and faster on the 360 and PS3 version, and they're just huge. There's more places to go. Some levels are actually absent in the Wii version, like Empire City doesn't exist at all, and Missouri exists for one boss stage, which is rather sad because the level for Missouri kicked ass. So that's one sad thing about the game, is that 2 big levels that were great daytime stages aren't even in the Wii version. And another difference is that you get extra missions after you beat Sonic levels. You can't just beat the level and then you're done. Where, like, that's how it works for Sonic and the Werehog. You do one level, you're done. You do another level, you're done. Go to the next area, fight a boss. The boss battles are actually, I can't say they're that different. They're pretty similar for both versions, but they're actually a little harder on the 360. Some bosses are actually a little different, but they're mainly the same thing. But getting back to one of the problems with the Wii is that you have to do missions where it's like, get 100 rings, don't hit pots. Does that make sense? Do I want to do that in a Sonic game? That's about as dumb as finding 10 hermit crabs, but hey, we had to do that in Sonic Heroes. But that's not what I want to do Sonic for. I want to just run fast, but this game doesn't let you do it. There's also no worlds you could walk around in on the Wii version, which is actually sad. You get the world, but you pick where you want to go, and people are just retarded. They don't even give you missions. On the 360, they actually give you missions to do, but on the Wii, that's just completely absent. Now, getting past all those differences, the next thing I had to get back to for both games, which obviously will apply just like stories, is the music. The music's important, of course. The music is kind of brought back more of the old Sonic games, not so rock-ish like Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. But it's still definitely good. Holoska feels like a nice Christmassy area, and the music fits with the area very well. Sonic's always been good with music. So, giving the game its final score, the last things I'd have to say for the game is, the 360 version I would give 8.5. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. The controls are solid, the gameplay is good, it's fast, the way Sonic should be, and it's a good 50-50 balance between the Werehog and Sonic. It's fun beating people around, and I got a lot of moves. Now the Wii version, sadly, I'm going to have to give it a 6 or a 5. It's just not fun. The Sonic stages aren't as large. There's completely absent areas in the game, which would make it kind of unfinished. They just slap together a lot of random missions that really don't help, and the game seems like part of the 360 version, rather than having a separate good game altogether. So, that's my review for Sonic Unleashed and the Wii and 360 versions. See you guys next time in my playthroughs and reviews.